24/7, 365. God has made a Sabbath for man, not man for the Sabbath. He has made rest for man. Some of you need to take a break. Jesus says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and will find rest for your soul. My yoke is easy and my burden is light." It would be an understatement to say that we live busy lives. There's always something to do, or something that needs to be done. School all day, and then homework when you get home, and studying, work all day, and when you get home, the kids and family, PTA meetings, soccer games, football games, basketball games, cheerleading practice, gymnastics. Mama needs this. Daddy needs that. Unanswered text messages we received last week. Unreturned phone calls from last week. I don't know if I want to reply, because they just don't ask for something. So I avoid it. I'm busy. Busy with making sure this car keeps running. And some of us, we think, maybe it'll get easy. I retire. Nope. Take the grandkids. Go to this appointment. This thing needs to be done at the church. We get so busy taking care of everything and everyone, sometimes we fail to take proper care of ourselves. Or just get busy caring about what other people care about. We fail to analyze ourselves and what's truly best for us holistically. Some of us feel as if we have to stay busy. To be honest, my wife, she said, "Really working on 2 sermons this week?" I said, "Yes." She said, "You really sure you can do that?" I said, "I don't know, but I won't know until I try." I'm going to find out when I learn this stuff. Some of us stay too busy because we're trying to keep up. I can't let this person outdo me. Not at work, not my sibling, not my cousin. Trying to keep up. Or I'm trying to get ahead, so I'm staying busy. I'm trying to keep up with everyone else. Trying to keep up with appearances. We used to try to keep up with the Joneses. Now I guess it's the Kardashians. I got my first job when I was 14 years old, and I've been working ever since. Sound like the old song from a long time ago. Sometimes 2 jobs, sometimes 3. That's 24 years. And I still got another 24 to go.
Lord willing and free.
Lord willing and free. Maybe it's just me, but the older I get, the more I value a nap.
You ain't never lied.
You know, sometimes I try to put my son down and take a nap. He's fussing. I said, when you get my age, you're going to appreciate this. Sometimes I take a break at work, 45 minutes to an hour. Just recline back in my seat in my car and nap. Breaking. I'm one to frustrate my wife, who loves to travel, and we've been to some neat places. We get somewhere, she's up early, before the continental breakfast is even ready. Sometimes just sitting there in the dark, just staring at me. closing the doors harder than they need to be shut, opening closet doors, dresser drawers. She has a long list, even when we travel, of things she wants to do. Fully scheduled itinerary with tons of things to see and do. For me, most of the time, I don't even care if we leave the room. That's just me. I'll be fine to just pick one of the things. Pick the things you want to do the most. That's the thing we'll do. Now, it's busy. Sometimes vacations can be too much like work. It's the opposite at home. At home, I'm up early. I'm moving. But I have to be on eggshells. Because if I make too much noise in the morning, I hear growling. Like someone reached for a dog's food while I eat. It's scary. It's scary, I promise. She's not a morning person. Except on vacation. Mama got to get her rest. And I get it. And I think of David in Psalms 55:6 when he said, "Oh, had I had wings like a dove, I would fly away and be at rest." Just some rest. In the context of our text today, we're in the midst of what seems to be an open rebuke, not of the religious leaders, but of those people who have experienced the miracles and ministry of Jesus, yet did not follow him. They went on with their busy lives. Then Jesus says to them, and the crowds around, he says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." What is rest? Some of us may know rest for a long time. In the Greek, the word that's used here is anapausi. Is where we get our word pause from. And it means to stop from work so that you can regain strength, be renewed, and increase your creative productivity. Alana Fairchild said that it is a rest for success. As much as we need physical rest, we also need mental rest. A lot of us are here right now, sitting in church, with a million things on our mind. Things we're concerned with, things we're worried about, many things that are not even in our control. Our minds are busy. I know we're the young and the restless, so it's hard to relax when we're worried or there's anxiety. But we need rest. We need breaks. According to the Valley Sleep Center studies, show that sleeping less than 5 hours a night will shorten your lifespan from about 12 years, from an average life expectancy of 78 to 66 years. Sleep deficiency has been linked to mental health issues, physical health issues, heart disease, kidney disease, low blood pressure, diabetes, strokes, depression. Rest. Without resting, our muscles, our joints, do not have the time they need to recover and to repair themselves. People may also be more mentally exhausted. We're prone to make more mistakes when we're not resting. Rest is vital for better mental health, to increase our concentration and our memory, for a healthier immune system, to reduce stress, to improve our mood, even for a better metabolism. Sometimes if you don't sit down, your body will sit you down. NASCAR drivers have to take pit stops. It's an opportunity for them, after as they can go, they have to still fill up their tanks. They still have to pull over and change their tires, clean the air ducts, change the brakes. You can't go 100% all the time. The CEO and owner, founder of Chick-fil-A started his business and decided he would not be open on Sundays. And as his business began to expand, he got a lot of pushback from other businessmen and people in the community saying, why don't you open? You know how much money you can make if you just open on Sundays. And he said, I believe in the Sabbath. If I'm going to rest, I'm not going to make my people work. They need a day to relax and to enjoy their families and not get so caught up in the busyness of life. Verse 29, Jesus says, take my yoke upon you. Learn of me, for I am gentle and humble in heart. You will find rest for your souls. What is a yoke? Familiar with the yoke? The yoke. And the big wooden beam placed on the beast of burdens, the oxen and cows in the field to help pull the plows, or to help manage the perform, carry and move and towing heavy loads. Yoke. Same Greek word for yoke is the same Greek word for balance, the balances of scales. Jesus makes it clear that who we yoke with matters. Who you yoke with matters. Now some people say, I don't yoke with nobody, I pour this on my own. I do it by myself. I don't need nobody. I've been pulling by myself a long time. So after Proverbs say you want to go fast, you go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you take somebody with you. Two can pull more than one when they're working together. When they're working together. But when they're not working together, sometimes one bull can be stuck with pulling the load and the other bull. So who you yoke with matters. Deuteronomy 22 and 10 said, you shall not plow an oxen and an ass together. Now y'all interpret it however y'all want to interpret that here at Carmel Presbyterian. And Paul says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. What fellowship does righteous have with unlawlessness? Lawlessness. What communion does light have with darkness? And what accord does Christ have with Belial? And what part has a believer with an unbeliever? Who you yoke with matters. It matters. Verse 30, Jesus says that my yoke is easy. It's comfortable. It's light. The yoke in the text here, what they're talking about is the yoke of the law. The yoke of the law. The busyness, not always from us, but the busyness that comes with trying to live up to everyone else's expectations of you. The expectations that they place on you that they don't live up to themselves. It's not that they mean harm, but sometimes they're just ignorant to the fact that they can do you harm. Jesus says, my yoke is easy and it's light. Not because there's no yoke at all, because he helps us with the yoke. He does the heavy lifting. When he says, come learn of me, he says, come yoke with me. Come partner with me. Come let us do this together. If you yoke with him, then you can get the rhythm and the pace. And you can pull alongside him. You don't feel like you're pulling it all yourself. The burden that the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the religious leader placed on the people was the yoke of the law, expecting them to do what they couldn't do themselves. In Matthew 23 and 4, Jesus says this, it says, they tie a heavy burden and lay it on people's shoulders that they themselves are unwilling to move, or so much as lift a finger towards, expecting from you, they don't expect from themselves. This issue didn't just stop with the Pharisees, it became an issue in the church, in the early church. It says that as Peter and the disciples, Paul and Silas and Barnabas went out expanding the gospel to the Gentiles and to the nations, that there were proselytes among them, Judaizers, as they would say, who would tell the new Christian converts that in order to be saved, you must first follow the law. To receive grace, you got to follow the law. Peter says in Acts 15:9, he says, he made no distinction between us and them, cleansing their hearts by faith. Since this is the case, why are you putting God to the test by placing on their neck, disciples, a yoke which neither our forefathers nor we have been able to bear? But we believe that they are saved through grace, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, in the same way that we are. Don't let anybody put expectations on you they don't put on themselves. And Leviticus 26:13, Moses wrote, the Lord said, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, that you should not be their slaves. I have broken the bands of your yoke to make you walk upright. Paul says in Galatians 5:1, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty by which Christ has made us free, and do not be entangled again in the yoke of bondage. There was a time in my life where I felt I had to do so much because if I didn't do it, maybe it wouldn't get done. You ever feel like that? Like, if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. I feel like it got to get done. But someone came to me and they gave me some advice. They said, don't do it. See what happens. Why are you stressing about it? You know, you're going to run yourself dead, and you know what? The world will keep spinning the next day. So I said, and I'm not talking about the things that are essential, like work and stuff, that's essential. But sometimes we put things on our plates that don't really need to be on our plate. We bite off more than we can chew. I think the world, we think the world will stop if we don't do it. It won't. But you may lose your mind if you do it. You may face burnout. Burnout's a real thing. It was a Facebook post came across earlier this week. It's about a young lady, her rant on Facebook. She said, being a single mother has made me stronger. She went on to say, I don't know how much of this I can deal with. Can't go to the bathroom and not be bothered. Can't sleep and not get woke up. It's always something to do, something pulling at me. And in her next post, she said, I hope somebody take care of my kids when I'm gone. She's burnt out. Young lady committed suicide. I don't know. It was something that was shared from a mutual friend. how much we overextend ourselves. And sometimes there's help there, there's someone to yoke with, and we still carry the burden ourselves. And in those situations, God is saying, you need a break. I know you need a break. Come to me. Yoke with me. Don't come to the pastor. That's not what he said. He said, come to me. He didn't even say, come to church. He said, come to me. And he said, go to mama. Go to your dad. Come to me. Not your spouse. Not your employer at work. But come to Jesus. So old Baptist hymn, we all sing. It's come to Jesus. Come to Jesus. Just now. Just now. Come to Jesus. Come to Jesus. Just now. That he will save you. He will save you. He will save you just now. Just now. He will save you. I know y'all can sing. Just now. They said only trust him. Only trust him. Only trust him. Only trust him. Just now. Just now. Only trust him. Only trust him. Just now. He will cleanse you. He will cleanse you. He will cleanse you. He will cleanse you just now. Just now. He will cleanse you. He will cleanse you just now. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. There's some things we have to let go of, or some things we need some help with. You got to discern which is which.